right. So thanks, Randy, again for taking the time to answer a few questions. You know, the SBDCs are trying to gather a couple of success stories, and I know we've been working for a few months now.
Yes.
In trying to survive this pandemic and this crazy period that we're all living. So one of the questions that that they ask first is, what is your name and what type of business do you have?
Okay. Yeah, my name is Randy Strunk, and the name of my business is Pacific Beach Surfshop Incorporated, and we go by PD Surfshop. And we are the oldest surf shop in San Diego, and we're right on the boardwalk in Pacific Beach, and we do retail, lessons, and rentals.
Cool. So and you also do surf lessons, right?
Right, surf lessons and surf camps.
Good. So how do you think the SBDC was able to help you with your business and to help you grow it and so forth?
Yeah. Well, first off, before you even get to that part is the customer service. The fact that from the very first contact, I felt important, and that person who was the person that put me in touch with you, in a very short, concise sentence, you know what, we are going to be able to help you, and I'm going to contact you with Eduardo, and the process was it went so well, and that is after the bank that I bank at twice had turned me down on the PPP loan, and and they were, of course, in the news, taking care of the big guys and forgetting about the small guys. I couldn't get through to a person there. Of course, the branch had they couldn't help. And when I got through to you guys, the phone picked up. The emails, when we were communicating by email, were returned promptly. And I know you guys went above and beyond. You guys cared. You knew it was a crisis, and I knew you knew right from the start that you guys cared about. It wasn't probably only me. There's a lot of businesses you probably have been helping, and it made all the difference.
That's great to hear. Looking back, with what you know now, what would you tell someone that is hesitant about reaching out to the SBDC or to get their SBDC services?
No, I would say that it's the other side of the page. It's like you this should be the go-to place. This is where you're going to get your help. This is where a small business like myself, I'm so small that I don't have office staff. I don't have a secretary or a bookkeeper or any of those things. And my computer skills, I'm a surfer, and I am good at running that shop. And this other side of the coin, when you're having to negotiate websites and hiccups in the websites, and being, I called you multiple times you coached me through some spots that I couldn't negotiate on the, getting the applications filled out correctly. And I think there was one application that we actually did by hand, or filled out, printed, and I got it over to you, and you reviewed everything and made sure it got mailed to the right place. And because the website had crashed, there was a lot of that happening. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, above and beyond, you knew that there was a time crunch. You already knew when I called that there were website glitches, and your suggestion of, hey, just print it out fill it out to the best you can. I'll make sure that, get it over to me.
And that's kind of the same thing that's happening right now with the California Relief Grant Program. I'm sure we talked about it a few days ago.
Yes.
Yeah, the site is down, and like it's just the volume of businesses that need help is extraordinary, and just the volume that that they're receiving. But luckily, there's a lot of resources, and places like the SBDC puts people like me in contact with you so that we can help you and so forth. So, I mean, that's our mission. At the end of the day, our mission is to help small businesses. So I'm glad we were able to help.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And a matter of fact, an hour ago, they had sent me the email with the new password and username, how you have to go through that. And of course, we put that in, and it's not working. So I was going to call you.
Nice.
But
so you got a PPP, and then you also got EIDL, right? Those two loans.
And the SBA.
From the SBA, yeah.
Which you helped me get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
So I got the PPP. Yeah.
So,
all three of those.
So this new program, again, it's just another program, but this is a little bit different because this is from the state of California versus the federal government. But at the end of the day, it's government, so it's a lot of paperwork.
Yes.
A lot of glitches too.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. Well, thanks, Randy. I really appreciate your time and taking the time to talk about the SBDC and so forth. There's a form.
Can I add in, Eduardo? And you circle back all the time. You take the time to call me, and you check in. We've talked not just about loans, but about how you view what's happening with this, crisis, and you've given some very good suggestions and feedback on how to negotiate, how to run the business through this time. For me, it was a couple phone calls too, where hey, I just need to bounce some things off of you, and you always made yourself available. And
thank you.
And I have not experienced that anywhere.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm lucky in the sense that this is not my full-time job. My full-time job is teaching. So the fact that I teach gives me the opportunity to do things like this and to work with small businesses and do consulting and so forth. I mean, it's my passion. It's what I like to do. As a business owner, I empathize with a lot of businesses. I know what it's like to lose sleep over certain things and not being able to meet payroll or not being able to pay your suppliers. So I feel where you are, and again, my mission is to be able to help other small businesses if I can.
I will say that the help between the PPP, was it EIDL? That really helped bridge the business when it was closed. It was closed physically, doors closed for 2 months. The surf school was closed for 3 months. So that third month I opened, but the beach was closed, which made it a very difficult push. And so anyway, it helped bridge that, and then also helped us stay current with my expenses and bills, and I was actually able to really establish with my staff. We all understood that this time was and what we do is going to make a difference in our business. We knew that some businesses, even back then, didn't make it, and more
Yeah.
and more, now haven't. And I've been able to carry through and keep all of my core players still. Right now, even in the soft off season, they're all employed, and we were able to. One of the conversations we had was really going. You got to get your online sales up. And again, anything technical with the business was a challenge with me. I'm the oldest surf shop owner in San Diego,
Wow.
So we got that online sales up and going, and it's made it, and all of it's made a difference. So
that's great. That's the next frontier.
Yeah.
E-commerce.
Mhm.
That's where everybody's headed, and unfortunately, fortunately for e-commerce businesses, the pandemic really, helped them grow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, thanks, Randy. I don't want to take much of your time. You know where to find me.
Yep.
If you have any questions, feel free to call me, and I'll call you in a few days just to see how you're doing.
Okay. Great, man.
Okay. Thanks, Randy.
Great. You put a face to the name, Eduardo. Thank you so much.
Good to meet you.
All right. Aloha.